I want to show you two of my other favorite tools that I love to use to save time. And that's if this, then that. IFTTT. Yeah, this is one of my favorite tools, guys, because it literally takes different devices that we use and it creates different what you call recipes. So for example, if I wanted to manually pin to Pinterest, let's say I just don't have the cash for Tailwind or Board Booster, and yeah, if you're looking to be a little bit more cost effective and you don't have the cash, highly suggest that you use either the if this then that tool or Zapier. Okay, so I'll go into what both of these do in a minute. So the first thing that I want you to do, guys, if you have not already done so and you don't have one, create a Google account. Okay, you need to create a Google account because you're going to need to have a Google Calendar. Okay, because what I want to show you is how you can go about creating scheduling out tweets and how to go about scheduling out your Pinterest pins using this particular tool. And the beauty of this, guys, is that it's free. Okay, so in the event that I wanted to go ahead and, you know, schedule out tweets using if this then that, okay, so we're going to use this tool first. Go ahead, create your Google account, then go ahead and create your free if this then that account as well. Okay, so once you've done that, I want you to go to your Google Calendar. I want you to click on this, add other calendars, and I'm going to create a new calendar. Okay, so I already have one for Twitter, but I'm just going to call this test Twitter so I can show you how to use this. Okay, create a calendar. Okay, great. Now I'm going to, these are some of the applets I've already created. I'm going to show you how to do this from scratch. So new applet, if this, okay, so we're going to click on this. I'm going to click on Google Calendar. Okay. Any event starts. Okay. This is a very popular applet starter. Okay. Any event starts. Okay. So I'm going to click on that. You're going to go down to the calendar that you just made. And so I just made the test Twitter calendar. The time before the event starts, just leave it at 0 because, you know, anytime that you go ahead and create that event, you want that tweet to be sent out right away to Twitter. So I'm going to go create trigger. So again, the first component, if I create an event on my Google Calendar, then that is what is supposed to happen. Okay. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go to Twitter. I want to post it's up to you what you want to do, but I'm just going to say post a tweet. Okay. And then I'm going to erase this information, add the ingredient. In the ingredient, I want you to go to description. Okay. So just go ahead and click that. Create action. And you are done. Okay. Finish. Okay. So now this applet is on. If any event starts on the test Twitter calendar, it's going to post a tweet to starring you. So let's go ahead and test this out, right? So I'm going to go to my test Twitter account. Okay. In the description area, anytime that I click in this area, guys, okay? Okay, let me go test Twitter. I want to go back to the calendar settings. So I'm going to get out of here. And now I'm going to go to my test Twitter calendar, okay? Make sure this is highlighted. So anytime I create an event, okay, which is what I'm getting ready to do, I'm going to go to more options. Okay. What time do I want this tweet to be sent? I want this tweet to be sent in about 5 minutes. Okay. you know what? I'm going to leave this. Let's do this. 6:25. Okay. And in the description, this is where your tweet, okay? Whatever you place in this description box is where the is the tweet that's going to be sent. So I just finished recording my upcoming podcast course. Podcast tutorial. Okay? So I'm actually, and you know what? This is the tweet that's going to be coming out. I'm just going to say I just finished recording my upcoming course. A lesson for my upcoming course. A lesson for my upcoming course. Okay? So I'm going to click save. So now at 6:25, this tweet is going to be released to Twitter. Okay? So we'll come back and check on this in a minute. Okay? But again, remember everything that looked like. Okay? That's the tweet. And when I go to Twitter, it's going to be there. Okay? And so again, if you want to check and see what applets you've created, you can easily see that information right here. Okay? So that's the test Twitter account that we just created. Now, I want to show you something really, really cool. In the event that you want to create pins to automatically pin to your Pinterest board from your Google Calendar, you have the ability to do that as well. Okay? So the way that you can go about doing this, guys, and this one's actually, this is pretty cool too. Okay? So let's go to new applet. Okay. We're going to go to this. We're going to go to my calendar. Okay. Any event starts. Okay. And I actually have this already, so I'm just going to kind of show you guys what I did. So Pinterest calendar, create the trigger. Okay. Then that. Now I'm going to go to Pinterest. Okay. Add pin to the board. Okay. So what's the board name that I'm looking to have this pin that I want to have created? Where do I want this pin to pin? Right? So I want this pin to pin. Let's go to my Pinterest board. Okay. Let's say I'm going to choose one of my boards that I don't have a lot of pins on so you can easily see how this works. Okay. I want this pin to my Starring Use podcast for bloggers and entrepreneurs. Okay. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to say that's the name of the board. Now, I have to figure out, where do I want the photo URL to come from? Okay. So what that means, guys, is where am I actually dragging this information from? So let's say, for example, I want to have this coming from my blog. Okay. So let's pick your particular blog post that I want to have. Let's use this one. I would go ahead, copy that information. Okay. Make sure I am on the calendar where I am sending these tweets. See, I've got one set up already. Okay. I just wanted to show you what it looks like when you've got it set up at the same time every day. Okay. But I'm going through this live with you. So let's say I want this to post at 7. Okay. I'm going to go to more options. Okay. And then I'm going to click on the location, and this is the URL that has the photo and the blog post that I want to have that particular tweet, the source information, if you will. Okay. So in the description, that's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to actually place what that particular pin is about. This pin is discussing how to determine how to create quality content, something like that. Okay. Now, I have the ability to choose how often I want this to repeat. Do I want this pin to post every day at 7 o'clock? Do I want it to not repeat? It depends on you. Like, how often do you want this to happen? Okay. So I'm just going to put not repeat. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and click save. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to my information. I'm going to post that URL. That's going to be right here. To add a description, that information is going to be found where, okay? Because that's the location. That's where that is the location, okay? And the event URL, that's optional. So, I mean, I could easily click where here as well if I wanted to. Or I could, well, to add a description, actually that information would be in the description box. Sorry about that, guys. Put that in the description box. Okay. And then for here, for the source URL, you could easily click where if you'd like. Okay. All right. And then you can go ahead and create that action. And then click finish. Okay. So now that URL is set up as well, and you can have it checked to make sure that it's set up properly. So it is, and so at 7 o'clock, you can easily come back and check to see that your pin is running. Okay. So now it's a little bit, I think I have that Twitter set up for 6:25. So let's really go check on the tweet to see if it was sent out. All right, guys. So there you go. So we have this tweet sent out for 6:25, and there you go. It just came up. You see that, guys? Not just came up, but it was already released. So sometimes it takes a little bit longer for the app to release it. And what I mean by a little bit longer, if you just set it up, sometimes it takes a little while for it to kick in. But trust me, once it starts, you're good to go. So even though I had this set up for 6:25, I noticed that it had not run yet right away. And so I went to click check now. In the event that this ever happens to you, you can just go back to your applet. You can go click check now, and then it'll automatically send it right then and there. Okay. So in the event that you're kind of like wondering why in the world did it not run yet, just give it some time. You can click check now, and then it typically runs right then and there. Okay. So in the event that that happens to you, that's what you can do about it. Okay. So now that's how you use if this then that. Now let's move on to Zap. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the Zaps that I've already created. So the first thing you need to do is go back to the home page and then task history. And then you can see the Zaps that I've already created. Okay. So in the event that you're curious to see how that Zap that I was in the middle of creating turned out, this is what it looks like. So anytime that someone subscribes to that particular list in MailChimp, they're automatically going to be added to my subscriber list in MailerLite. Okay. And I've only had to use it like one time. I know I created this a couple different times. So this particular Zap was only used one time. And again, guys, I went ahead and created this Zap as kind of like a fallback because I actually did take the time because I was just, I don't know, I have trust issues, I guess. But I actually did take the time to swap out the majority of the links, but on the off chance that I missed a couple, which I did, thank goodness, because I did notice this, even though this says total tasks used is 1, I guarantee you I definitely have used it on more than one occasion, because it has caught quite a few links that I missed. And so that is how you would go about actually forwarding over, in the event that you've got an email provider, you're switching email providers, this is how you would actually go about making sure that you do not miss any of your subscribers along the way. In the event that you didn't have time to swap out your email links, you could easily create a Zap and save yourself a lot of headache because it does work. I'm telling you this, it really does work. So you can save yourself time and not do what I did, which was swapping out all those links. You know, no need to have trust issues. This actually works. So I truly hope that you've enjoyed today's tutorial about all the different ways that you can save time by automating simple social media and social media content tasks and content tasks. So let me know if you've got any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.